A very lovely morning to you and welcome to another update from the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Yesterday was very exciting. The bullish trend that started on Super Monday was continuing. Yes, Monday was Super Monday, as I said yesterday, because a lot of gainers, investors, had their day. Monday was actually like a bullish Monday. It was a day that many stocks, which normally don't take off on a Monday, they got off the ground. Stocks like Dangote Cement, MTN, that don't usually get up straight away, at least for the past 4 Mondays or thereabout, they had been dormant. They didn't wake up on Monday, but Monday was different. 2 days ago was different. And yesterday, the trend, the bullish trend was continuing. The bullish trend was continuing. Let me tell you how the market closed yesterday, and then I'll come to the top 5 gainers and then the top 5 losers. Yesterday, the stocks that gained the most in their values, and the stocks, the 5 that lost the most in their value. All right. So I'm going to give that to you. And yesterday also, like I said, was AGM of Fidelity Bank. Hope you attended the AGM. And if you didn't, get in touch with your stockbroker. They might have news for you about whether they declare dividend or not. That is always important to know on the NGX what is happening. Right. Okay. So yesterday, among the top 5 losers, was CMC, CMFC. CMFC lost 10% of its value. Yes, CMFC lost 10% of its value yesterday. It came on the board for the first time in a long time, losing 10% of its value. CMFC. You might not have heard the name before. It's not one of the top popular stocks, but that is just the way it goes. Meanwhile, the popular ones, for instance, yesterday, ABC Transport closed at 0%. ABC Transport closed at 0%, so no changes. Academic Press closed at 0%. It didn't lose any of its value. Academic Press, Access Holdings, it's quite unusual sometimes to find Access Holdings having 3 straight days, 2 straight days being bullish. But yesterday, it also closed on a high, closing at 1.49 up, 1.49% up. Access Holdings closed trading yesterday at 23 naira 85 kobo. Bua Cement, as I've mentioned severally, Bua Cement doesn't always get too many fluctuations in the share price, and yesterday it closed. There was no movement in the share price at all. Bua Cement closed yesterday at 0%. There was no movement, no variation. It's trading for 340 naira 20 kobo. By the way, just to remind you again, the market has not opened for today. The market normally opens at 9:35. So these are the standings as how they close yesterday. That is what they will open with today. So if you still want to instruct your stockbroker, you can still do that at yesterday's prices before the market opens at 9:35, just to let you know of that. Africa Prudential also was one of those who maintained the bullish trend. It closed at over 5% up. Africa Prudential closed at over 5% up. Consolidated Hallmark, it's been doing well for its investors. Consolidated Hallmark, at one time yesterday, it was close to 10% up, but it dropped down slightly. It closed yesterday at 7.5% up. That is Consolidated Hallmark. Austin Last, there was no movement in the share price yesterday. Austin Last closed at 0%, no changes, no market fluctuations. ICO Insurance is a darling of the market. It closed yesterday on a bullish note, 0.49%. ICO Insurance. Then also we have Abe Bank. Abe Mortgage Bank. Abe Mortgage Bank, at one time, it was very bearish yesterday, down under at over 7%, but it appreciated slightly. Yesterday, it closed at 1.23% down. That is Abe Mortgage Bank. C&I Leasing. C&I Leasing has been having a tremendous time since the week opened on Monday. It closed yesterday at 9.4% of C&I Leasing. Nigeria Exchange Group. It always takes time for Nigeria Exchange Group to get into the groove of the market. But since Monday, it picked up on Monday. Yesterday, it continued its bullish run and it closed at over 5%. That is Nigeria Exchange Group. That is the parent company of the Nigerian stock market. It closed yesterday at 5.59% up and is trading for 137 naira. Nigeria Exchange Group is at 137 naira per share. Mutual benefit assurance closed at 5.41% down yesterday. VFD Group is among the gainers. It closed yesterday on a bullish note at over and was trading for 10 naira. 60 kobo. Living Trust Mortgage Bank, it closed on a bullish note, 0.00%. Mercure Industries, it was among the top 5 losers yesterday. Actually, it's on number 5 among the top 5 losers of yesterday. It lost 9.96% of its value. That's Mercure Industries. Cadbury, just unbelievable. I'll come to Cadbury later because Cadbury is among the top 5 gainers of yesterday. Cadbury finished yesterday among the top 5 gainers. MTN continued its bullish trend as well. MTN closed at over 2% up and is trading now for 780 naira. MTN did well. It picked up on Monday and it has not gone down. It's closed at over 2% up and is trading for 780 naira per share. MTN 780 naira. It is 2.62% up. Chemical and allied product was at 0%, no changes. Omatech Ventures closed at over 2% up. Omatech Ventures, Caverton Offshore, it picked up yesterday as well, closed at over 9%. Caverton Offshore. PZ closed at 0%, no changes to its share price. PZ is trading for 90 naira a share. UAC 0% is trading for 185. Now let me tell you the top 5 gainers, the top 5 losers for yesterday. Among them, at number 5, Mercure Industries lost 9.96% of its share value. Mercure Industries. ETI lost 9.98% of its share value. FTG Insure lost 10% of its share value. It closed at among the top 5 losers. And then Nationwide Express was also among the top 5 losers yesterday, losing 10% of its share value. Before coming to the top 5 gainers of yesterday, let me continue. UAC, it was at 0%. It didn't lose value yesterday. UAC is trading for 185 naira per share. Transcorp Hotels didn't lose anything. It didn't gain yesterday. It was static. Transcorp Hotels is trading for 223 naira 30 kobo. Transcorp Hotels had just a mild day in the market. It didn't lose anything and it didn't gain. The share price is 223 naira 30 kobo. That is what it's trading for. Union Daikon, no changes. It's just dormant there in the market. Aradel Holdings, one of the top shares in Nigeria on the stock exchange. It's going for 1,426 naira per share. Other shares, ended yesterday on a bullish trend. It closed 1.62% up. That is Arade Holdings. Transnationwide Express, one of the top 5 losers of yesterday. It lost 10% of its share price. Transnationwide Express was among the top 5 losers yesterday, losing 10% of its share price. Lotus Halal ETF. I've mentioned this to you. If you are thinking of getting into the market and having something for your portfolio, Lotus Halal ETF is something you should pencil down because it's an exchange traded fund. It is an ETF. It invests in a couple of industries. So an ETF is an aggregate of stocks. So it's not just one fund, one stock you are investing in. So it's always good because even if one company doesn't perform well, other company stocks will perform well. So Lotus Halal ETF, put that down and mark it down. If you are thinking of getting to the market at any day, it's something you can ask your stockbroker to get for you. That is that. Also, okay, yesterday as well, Beggar Paint, no changes to Beggar Paint. Beggar Paint ended just at 0%. It's trading from 147 naira 60 kobo. Beggar Paint, no changes to its share price. It is stable and it's something like that. Alte Briscoe. Alte Briscoe has been doing well of late. On Monday, it picked up, and even yesterday, it closed on a high. It closed at over 9% up, 12 naira 25 kobo. It was up by 9.86% as of yesterday. All right, Jais Bank. I've mentioned Jais Bank many times. It's not a very notable name, but investors like Jais Bank. It's always liquid. When you are thinking of something for your portfolio, you must think of stocks that are flying off the shelves. There are some stocks, they are just sitting down for days, for weeks, no movement. But Jais Bank is not one of them. It's liquid. It's always dynamic. Yesterday, it closed at over 5% up. Jais Bank over 5% up in value. That is it. Also yesterday, NEM Insurance was at 0%, no changes. Sovereign Trust lost 6% of its value yesterday. Cornerstone Insurance sometimes stays in the market for days without moving, but it picked up on Monday. Yesterday, it closed at over 7% of Cornerstone Insurance. If you have Cornerstone Insurance plenty in your portfolio and you want to offload some, this is the time because it has gained over 7% of its share price, now trading for 6 naira 10 kobo per share. Lasaco ended yesterday on a bearish note. It was down by 5.55%. But one good thing with Lasaco is that it is also a darling of the market. It is liquid. It doesn't stay static. It doesn't stay on your counter for long. So if you have Lasaco in your portfolio, you can offload it at any time because almost every other day there is a movement. Lasaco, it closed yesterday at over 5%. First Holdco on Monday, remember, First Holdco picked up. It picked up, and since Monday, yesterday, it also did well. I don't think it went down at all yesterday. It finished yesterday at 4.38% of that's the parent company of First Bank of Nigeria. It is currently 63 naira 15 kobo. Also, if you have plenty of First Holdco shares in your portfolio, this is a good time to offload some and then make some quick bucks. So as I said, the market doesn't open until 9:35, so you can still instruct your stockbroker if you have plenty of First Holding stocks in your portfolio. Let's say you have 5,000 stocks, you want to cash in on 2,000 of those stocks. You can instruct your stockbroker if you want, but if not, if you are just happy with your dividend when the end of year comes, that's fine. But just to let you know that you have options. Okay, so that's First Holding for you, closing at over 4% up and trading at 63. Now, remember last week or a few days ago, First Holding was down. It was going for 58, and I said, no, it's a share that was just temporarily down. and it has proven itself. It has, the market always corrects itself. It has corrected itself, and that's why first holding is up. Oh, let me quickly, before wrapping up, AXA Mansard Insurance closed at 0%. Let me see. Dangote, that communication still continue in a good note. It closed yesterday. It was actually among the top 5 gainers of yesterday. That communications, the parent company of AIT, has been having a good time. It closed yesterday also on a very good note. Over 9% of that communications is doing well. Dangote Cement has been up over 5% up. That was how it closed yesterday. Remember also a few days ago, I told you Dangote Cement is not a stock that is in the range of 800 and something. Even when it was going for less than 900, I did mention that no, that was just temporarily because every stock goes through fluctuations in the market. But since Monday, Dangote Cement has picked up. It closed yesterday 5.45% up. And right now, Dangote Cement share is 1,015 naira per share. Finally, Dangote Sugar. Dangote Sugar is up by 1.47, 1.41, trading for 72 naira. Lastly, I must say this, GTCO is also a darling of the market. GTCO ended 0.24% up and is trading for 126 naira 80 kobo. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for joining. I'll give you more updates when the market opens. Remember, the stock market opens at 9:35. You can keep an eye on your stockbroker or later. Just watch. Just keep watching how the market is progressing before you commit any money. Watch until I see you. Enjoy your breakfast and then take care of yourselves.